Okay, so Wrestlemania is 1 week from today. It's crazy to think that I'm actually going. I don't like. I've always watched the show on pay per view live, but I've never actually been to it. It's crazy to think that I'm actually going this year. It's crazy. I knew that when they were going to the New Jersey area, New York area. I knew that I had to make it this time around, and I'm glad I'm going. The card seems, there are a few matches that I'm not really into, but we'll talk about that. But there are a
It
few of
looks like
them
a
that
good card.
I'm really hyped for. So we got 14 matches on the card. Um,
Dude, do you remember, just a quick, do you remember when we were in freshman year? That was when MetLife happened the first time.
yeah,
And we went after class and you was shitting all over Rockets. You know, like, this shit was garbage.
I
I don't
did.
know why I remember that.
I was so pissed off, and I thought I thought 29 was worse than 27. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like
No, I
29
don't agree with
really.
that.
I really didn't like 29 because I felt like I just what was the point of that match happening in 28? It was just
Uh,
I just didn't. I don't like it when they recycle matches. That's just my personal opinion. I know some people don't mind seeing the same matches over and over again, but personally, I like when the matches are new.
who do
Um,
you think's doing the curtain jerker? Who
what?
do you think's opening?
I think the women battle royale is gonna open because it's the throwaway. Like no one gives a shit. It's
Who do you think's...
I because the pre-show, from my understanding, I don't know how they're gonna do it this year, but I remember we watched 33 and 34 together, at your place, and we had the network on. I believe what they do is that the doors open around 5:30. The pre-show starts at 5, and you have a couple matches on there, and the pre-show lasts from about 5 to 7 o'clock. So I think during the pre-show time, I don't know if we'll get both battle royals, but I think we'll definitely get the women's one. Maybe we'll also get what's another pre-show worthy match? Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. I think those are gonna be the two pre-show matches definitely, and they might fit in a third one, but I think those are
Yeah, I mean,
definitely gonna be on the pre-show because no one gives a crap about them.
yeah, for the sake of the review, I kind of don't care about those three matches. We could just skip to what the actual card should be.
But I just want to say something before we get into the whole thing with the main event. uh, because the women's battle royal is first. And it's really you're right. There's really no point in predicting this, and there's really no point in making it too long because these are just throwaway matches that no one really has any time invested into it. But I just want to say one thing about the WrestleMania, the women's battle royal and the Andre the Giant battle royal. Remember when they named it the Fabulous Moolah battle royal, and then there was a whole bunch of backlash, so they just called it the women's battle royal. But
Yeah,
I didn't even hear about all the stuff that apparently Fabulous Moolah did back in the day. I didn't hear it until the internet decided to complain about it and got it taken out. But I think what they honestly should do when it comes to these battle royals to actually make you give a crap about them is say the winner of the match gets a title opportunity of their choosing. Because why else would you care about this if they win the battle royal? Name one instance where the battle royal has actually shaped someone's career. Mojo Rawley 2 years ago won the Andre the
oh, I
Giant
forgot
Battle
about
Royal.
that.
Remember, we were that was a big joke that we had. Mojo Rawley's the
Oh
future.
yeah,
He's gonna be the WWE
most.
champion.
Listen, man, Gronkowski's coming in, so you never know.
Yeah, they might be a big tag team. I don't know,
But
but
they will.
it's a shame though. Naomi and all those women that were going to be in a number one contenders match to see who would face Asuka at WrestleMania. Wow, how much a week changes. Now they're all in this shitty Battle Royal. Asuka doesn't even have a title. Asuka's in the Battle Royal herself, so she'll probably win it. But I think
I
her
mean,
career's dead at this point, honestly.
let's be perfectly honest. No one cared about Asuka having a match either way because there was no build up, there was no story investment. I'm not saying that's her fault, like how Jim Ross said because she doesn't speak English. I'm not saying that at all. I love Asuka. I would care for it if they did anything, but I didn't care for her or
The
her having a match.
the issue I have with what they're doing with Asuka mainly has to do with the fact that not too long ago, yes, she won the championship in a ladder match. So you could say, well, she didn't win it too clean, it was in a triple threat, and Ronda Rousey pretty much helped her win. Okay, that's fine. But what they did with Asuka at the Royal Rumble, she had a classic match with Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch tapped out clean to Asuka. And they're pushing Becky Lynch to be the man, to be the next like face of the women's division, and she's the #1 merchandise seller. But not even 2 months ago, Asuka made her tap out. So I have a huge problem with the way they're booking things. How, I thought Asuka was going to be a bigger deal than she was. You heard the reason why Charlotte won the women's title, right?
Yeah, to unify the championships.
No, apparently Vince still wants there to be 2 titles. He just wants to go all out with the main event. So the titles may be merged. Like we're obviously gonna find out more on Raw tomorrow, I assume. But the Vince just wanted the main event to be like as good as it could be. So having 2 champions, but the championships are going to be separate after WrestleMania again.
I don't know why they're doing that.
So that makes it even like more of a head scratcher in my opinion. Like why the hell are they doing this? It would have been so much better. We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but just since Asuka's in this Battle Royal, it would have been just so much better if they split the matches in half, made Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Asuka. I know that match happened last year, but it would have been a lot better than what we're getting now, in my opinion. Because it would have been a good match that Asuka would be in, and you wouldn't have Charlotte Flair win all the championships, basically. I don't know. But
I mean, it's going to be a quality match. It's not that it's not going to be quality. It's just that the way they threw in the whole Charlotte thing, it's just been...
We'll talk more about that later. But the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, we know Braun Strowman's pretty much a lock on that. Don't have to talk about that too much. Buddy Murphy's probably going to retain against Tony Nese because who the hell cares about Tony Nese? Okay. So, let's see. Which match should we talk about next? I guess we'll talk about Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. I think the way that they've been booking this feud's kind of been like a little eh. Like it
just needs to end.
They had the handicap. Yeah, they had the handicap match. I don't think Bobby Lashley's ever been in anything meaningful. He had that good match with Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, and he won. And we were thinking, oh shit, we're finally going to get Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. And then, nope, Roman Reigns gets Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And it was like, what the hell was the point of that whole thing? So Bobby Lashley has been a dud his whole time coming back to WWE. I kind of feel bad for him because he's a solid heel. Leo Rush is a great manager, and I like their act together. But I think that the way that they've been booking this feud, having Finn Balor win in a handicap match, he's obviously going to win at WrestleMania. But, like, what the hell was the point of doing this whole thing? Like, I guess to have him drop the belt so he can, like, go into WrestleMania as the underdog and that be his WrestleMania moment, like winning the championship. He's probably going to be the Demon, I would imagine. It's WrestleMania. It has to be the Demon. So... Finn Balor's gonna win. I don't really care about this match. You agree Finn Balor's gonna win, right?
Oh.
What?
I'm fucking with you. Yeah, he's gonna win.
Okay, you're just this is how boring this feud is that he just dozed off while I was talking about it.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I really wanted to see like Balor and Joe or Balor and Owens. But
well, Joe's on a different show, so and he has a good match. We'll talk about that next.
Yeah, I mean, look, Balor's gonna win, and there's really not much more to say about it. It's gonna be over, and then everyone can kind of just move on.
So, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. I am actually looking very much forward to this match.
I think it's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be a good big man versus little guy match. I think Rey's probably gonna win the belt.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think... Honestly, I want to see Joe choke out Dominic. Because Joe has literally been all talk for the past year. Ever since he lost to Lesnar, his shit has just gone downhill. And it's kind of upsetting because he cut that great fucking promo the night before the Elimination Chamber and all that other stuff. He's the first one out. In Survivor Series, he's the first one out. It's like in the match for 2 minutes, gets a Claymore kick. He has done nothing of any substance, and all he does is talk.
Despite all that, you still think he's going to win?
If he doesn't win, they're on drugs. He has to win, and he has to choke out Dominic while he's at it. It's just a must. He has to.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool seeing Dominic at first, but I'm kind of like, I don't really think he really should be in this feud. It's kind of like, whatever. Because Dominic's a fucking big guy. He could probably hold his own against Joe, honestly. He's like twice the size of his father. I guess that doesn't say much, though.
Yeah, not really. I just want to see him get choked out.
Hey, either way, I'm looking forward to this match. I could see, like, Samoa Joe trying to go for, like, a coquina clutch, and then Rey Mysterio does, like, a roll-up. You know, I think that's probably going to happen. I don't know. But I am looking forward to this match. But I do think Rey's going to get the win. Because Rey also hasn't really been doing anything meaningful since he came back. So I think either of these two really need this win, in my opinion. But we'll see.
No, I think Joe needs it more. Joe's Rey's been having great matches with Andrade, and that's been fine. But I think Joe really needs this because you're going to put the title on Rey. What is he going to do?
Yeah.
Feud with Andrade? I mean, fine, whatever, but it's better to just keep it on Joe. Keep it on the heel.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what they should do, but I have a feeling that's not what they're going to do, if that makes any sense. Like, I think that the way that they're doing it is Rey Mysterio is going to win. That's just my opinion, but we can disagree on that. So, let's move on from that. Let's talk about The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Yeah, I haven't really been a big fan of the way they've been booking this whole thing. You know, the whole tag team thing, you know, was cool, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about this match. I think it's just there. You know, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just there, if that makes any sense. I'm really not invested in this match either way. If Shane McMahon beats The Miz, which probably ain't gonna happen, I think The Miz is gonna go over, and they're gonna try to push The Miz as like a next you know, a big baby face, you know, on SmackDown or Raw, wherever he goes. So
SmackDown, I think he's going to stay on SmackDown. He's going to be a big baby face there because they need it. Because they're really running low on baby faces.
I think he's a better face now than he was back in 2013 when he had that face
100%.
turn. So, you know, I'm looking
100%.
forward to a face Miz, and if maybe if Daniel Bryan, I know people are crazy about Kofi Kingston, but if Daniel Bryan retains the title, The Miz can be a good next contender. Or even if he drops the title, Daniel Bryan and The Miz could be a top feud coming up. We'll see.
We'll get to that later. I have a prediction about that. But yeah, Miz is going to win, as he should. And I think it'll be a good match. I think people are going to sleep on it. I think this might be a really good match, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Shane McMahon and AJ Styles 2 years ago had a great match.
They had like the best wrestling match on that show.
I was impressed. Remember that phenomenal forearm into the triangle choke? I still remember that spot. And I mean, the only other memorable Shane McMahon match that I remember is Shane and Kurt Angle at King of the Ring. So that's one of Shane's
Shane
best
is not
matches.
a bad worker.
He's not a bad worker. I think he even had a decent match against the Undertaker, though I thought that Hell in a Cell match, you know, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. But
I actually really enjoyed that match, but continue.
You actually what?
I really enjoyed that match.
You did, yeah. I mean, it was Shane's first match coming back for years, so it was a good match. We all knew Undertaker was going to win, but speaking of Undertaker, before we get into more matches, let's talk about the possible matches that we don't know about yet.
I paid money to see The Undertaker fight John Cena, and that's what the fuck. I don't care if it's for 20 seconds. I don't care if it's 30 fucking minutes. However, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I really think what's going to happen is Elias is going to do a performance, and Taker's going to come out and squash him. And I think that's going to be the end of it if Taker even does make an appearance.
Okay, people have been pushing that idea about Elias being in like a squash match, which makes sense. The only thing is that The Undertaker has been doing a lot of training lately. I know people are saying he's training for Saudi Arabia, but it just makes no sense for him to, like, it just seems way out of character for him to skip WrestleMania and go to Saudi Arabia. It just doesn't make sense.
He's not going to skip it. Listen, he's going to make an appearance, but
I think he's going to have a match. I don't think it's going to be a 20-minute classic like a Shawn Michaels. No, nothing like that. Nothing like it's not, because Undertaker's not what he used to be. I mean, he has been cutting a lot of weight and he has been getting healthier, but at the end of the day, when you're broken down, when you're a 55-year-old man, you know, your time's going to come up soon. And he seems to be in a role where he's just a special attraction, and he he doesn't even need to have like a long match to be part of WrestleMania. Like last year with John Cena, that was what, a 2-minute match, not even. But they did say, all these sources are saying John Cena has agreed to a match at WrestleMania. I don't know if you saw that. I don't think it's going to be the Battle Royal. I think it's going to be an actual match. And The Undertaker also doesn't have a match. So I think they could do another, maybe Undertaker comes out, and then John Cena, it pretty much the reverse of last year, where The Undertaker comes out and then John Cena catches Undertaker by surprise, basically. And I think that would be a good thing for them to do. Whether or not it's going to happen is still up in the air, but I have a feeling in my heart that it probably is going to happen. So,
I think that's wishful thinking.
Maybe. All I know is that Undertaker and John Cena are both definitely going to be there.
Yeah, but I think if anything, I think what's more realistic is he does the little promo, and then after that he just gets tombstoned, and that's it. And then Kurt squashes Corbin, and then Cena comes out to fight him. I don't think the two are going to cross paths.
Kurt's not going to squash Corbin. That's not going to happen. I think Kurt and Baron Corbin is a lock. It's definitely going to happen, no matter how much people complain, because you know what Vince McMahon sees. He doesn't see the internet going crazy and all. Remember you saw that YouTube video, all the dislikes that got had a lot of dislikes. The Kurt Angle announces his WrestleMania opponent, like his farewell.
Yeah, of course, but what they're trying to do. You know
what he's seeing? He wants that heat to be drawn on Baron Corbin, and for Baron Corbin to be a top heel. I'm the guy who retired Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? I think that's what they want, and they care more about Baron Corbin being put over and being pushed as like a solid heel in the company than what people care about Kurt Angle's last match being. You know what I mean?
I mean,
let's face it, Kurt Angle is not capable of having a 5-star match anymore.
Not even just a 3-star match. Like, look,
I think people would be way more disappointed than they are now if Kurt Angle had a match against, let's say, one of those guys, like Seth Rollins or something. You know what I mean? Like, like those technical guys, or Shelton Benjamin, whoever it would be. It would be very disappointing. People would be more disappointed now, like if that happened, than they are now, in my opinion. So I think Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin makes the most sense business-wise. I really think there really isn't a better alternative to that, because even Kurt Angle and John Cena, the two of them are both worn down. I don't think they would have a good match.
I mean, I don't think Angle's going to have a good match with anyone, although I did like his match with Joe.
But the point of Kurt and Corbin isn't to have a good match. It's for Kurt Angle to retire and to put someone over before he does. That's the point. Like, what's the point of him having a match with John Cena? Maybe he beats John Cena, but, like, what does that do? I mean, it's a good send-off, but,
No, I think John Cena would beat him.
I think John Cena and Undertaker is going to happen, like I said.
I hope so. Well, we covered Angle and Corbin. What we should cover is AJ and Randy. That, I think, is going to steal the show.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's going to be maybe not a 5-star match for Meltzer, but I think it will be a real 5-star match.
Ooh, yeah, I think it's going to be a great match.
Randy's going over.
Yeah, phenomenal forearm into an RKO, and as he should. You know what? That's something where AJ shouldn't kick out of. Just let AJ get the win on the actual feud when it continues on SmackDown. Yes. It's fine. AJ got a big win last year, so...
AJ's had a great run the past year. I think him putting Randy Orton over, although putting Randy Orton over, that kind of sounds a little like weird because he's been on top for so many years. But I honestly think that it would be a good thing for Randy Orton to win. I think he should be back in the title picture. Maybe they'll put him on Raw because he's been on SmackDown for a while and he's got nothing else to do. Maybe have
him. They need to switch it up.
Put him in the Universal title picture, whatever. Maybe he could. Yeah,
him and Rollins.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
I would love that.
They've had plenty of matches before, but still, but it was different though. Rollins was a heel and Orton was a face, so maybe they could switch it up a little bit, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think the bottom line, Orton wins, but I do think this is going to be a great match. As long as it has to get at least 20 minutes. If it doesn't get 20 minutes, I think it's a waste of everyone's time.
And they're rushing a whole bunch of things together, so I don't know. Like, even though it's a 7-hour show, like they still tend to run out of time. So I think time's going to be a bit of an issue. But I think they should definitely have a long match. They should have a great match. But I think another match that's going to be long One of them is going to be Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. You know they're going to have at least 15 minutes, probably 20 minutes together, because this is Roman Reigns' first match back. There's a lot of hype running in on this. It's also a big moment for Drew. Roman Reigns is obviously going to go over, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I know Drew McIntyre's been, is supposed to be like one of the next big guys, but him losing to Roman Reigns wouldn't be the end of the world. I think it would hurt Roman Reigns a lot more to lose his first match back from recovering from cancer than it is for Drew McIntyre to lose to Roman. But what do you think?
No, I agree, and I think it's going to be a great match. And Drew's winning either way because he's in a prominent match on the show.
Either way, no matter what they do, put him on different shows.
Do you think Drew and Roman should be separated? I don't think so.
I think so. I think
let them go at it for
Drew
a
on
bit.
SmackDown. I think that's what they should do. Or maybe Roman's going to be on SmackDown.
No, Roman needs to go to SmackDown.
On the Fox thing, yeah. Brock's going to go to SmackDown. All these guys are going to go to SmackDown. So we agree that that's going to happen. Roman's going to go over, but it's going to be a back and forth match. It's going to be a good match, I think.
Yeah, I think that's another match that's going to be really good.
All right, so the next match we're going to talk about is Triple H versus Batista.
I'm excited for this.
No holds barred match. And if Triple H loses, he must retire, so we know who's going to win. Triple H is going to win. They pretty much spoiled the match when they did that. There's no way Batista's retiring Triple H.
I mean, dude, let's be realistic for a second. Who thought Batista would win this?
Nobody.
And who thinks Batista should win this? I don't think he should.
The whole hype surrounding this match, before the whole, Triple H loses, he's going to retire. They did that same thing with Brock Lesnar, and I actually thought Brock was going to retire Triple H. But, I mean, he's been going for so long that I don't think Batista's retiring Triple H. But besides that, the whole hype surrounding this match, and it started at SmackDown 1000, is you've been able to do everything in your career, Triple H, except beat me. So obviously Triple H is going to go over. It's kind of like that last match that Stone Cold and The Rock had. The whole thing was The Rock was never able to beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania, and obviously he finally did. So that was the point of that, and I feel like it's very similar here right now. Triple H and Batista have a long history. Definitely one of the best, like, if you had to pick, like, top 10 rivalries, or maybe top 15 rivalries, but still, Triple H and Batista goes up there. The whole build up with Batista winning the Royal Rumble. Who's he gonna? I mean, we all knew he was gonna pick Triple H, but still, it was a lot of hype surrounding that. And then him turning on Triple H, turning on Evolution, finally going out on his own. And ever since then, Triple H continued having a good career. He main evented WrestleMania against John Cena. Batista had a lot of good matches. So they both had solid careers ever since, and I think them finally coming to a head is cool. Do you think this is Batista's last match though?
100%. 100%.
I mean, he said, "I want to end my career on my own terms." It's kind of disappointing the way it went with Batista. I feel like he didn't reach his full potential in WWE. I think his last run in 2014 could have been a little bit better, although I did enjoy the Shield versus Evolution stuff. I think from the point of him winning the Royal Rumble, people just hating him, that Alberto Del Rio feud was not great. But of course,
I think he reached his full potential. Maybe not as a heel, but in terms of just his overall career, he did a great job.
So if this is Batista's last match, though, I do have a question. Like, I know he's saying, I'm going to end my career on my own terms, and, he has been hinting at retirement, but they haven't, made it official. So it's a no-hold-bars match. They said if Triple H loses, he must retire. So this is Batista's last match. Shouldn't just be, loser retires, because Batista's going to lose anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No, because they already announced that Batista's going to retire after this, so it's not like a special stipulation because he already said it willingly.
I mean, it's already a no-holds-barred match, which is one of the only special occasion, one of the special matches. AJ versus Randy is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Apparently, I didn't even know that. Oh no, that's Shane. No, sorry, Shane and Miz is a Falls Count Anywhere match.
They got to because I need some smoke and mirrors for that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that match being false count anywhere makes sense. There's going to be a lot of table shit, people going through tables, them fighting. So, that's fine. But yeah, Triple H is going over. It's going to be a good match, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I feel like Batista could have retired on. Like, there's so many other matches that Batista could have had. But again, he said, I want Triple H, so it's what he wants. It's not, necessarily what WWE. WWE didn't even care. How long did Batista wait until he actually finally returned? A while.
Yeah,
Like,
he
wanted
left
to be
in
back for years.
2010.
Yeah.
Then he came back in 2014, and he's been talking about coming back since like 2015 or 2016.
Yeah. Well, this is supposedly his last match. We'll see.
I think it is. I know people want to see him and Brock, but look, at the end of the day, I don't think that'd be a great match.
I mean, yeah, because like you said off camera, whatever this is, you were saying that Brock Lesnar, the only good matches he's really had is against people like Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, AJ. Yeah, like these smaller guys that are more athletic. Because Brock Lesnar's a big guy, but he's more athletic than anything else. Like he's an athlete. So yeah.
He has great matches with smaller dudes. Not saying he can't have a good match with Batista, but I just think I don't want to see both two big slow dudes not really giving each other offense, and then it's just suplex city that I don't care for. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so let's move on from that. So we both agree Triple H is going to win. So the next match is going to be the women's tag team title match. It's going to be a fatal 4-way.
I don't care.
Bayley, Sasha Banks versus Beth Phoenix, Natalya versus the Iconics versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Bayley and Sasha are obviously going.
Stop it. Do you care? That's all I need to ask. Do you care about this match?
No, but we got to cover everything. Did you?
No. I'm not. I'm not saying not to.
Did you see that article? Apparently, Sasha Banks did an interview and said that she just kept bothering Vince McMahon every week to have a women's title, and he finally just said okay. Like, he didn't really even want to have a women's tag team title in the first place.
He doesn't care for this shit either. You could tell by the way they're booking it. Listen, I'm not saying we shouldn't cover it, but I'm sure a lot of people don't care about this the same way I do. And I was excited because Beth Phoenix is coming back. I used to love Beth Phoenix, but they've just done such a bad job with this. Like, nobody... First of all,
there are no
Nia
women's
Jax,
tag teams to care about. You saw that Elimination Chamber. It was a joke.
I don't care about Tamina. Nia Jax gets heat, but she doesn't get she gets like, I want to turn off my TV type heat. I don't get, oh, she's a heel. Like, her and Baron Corbin make me want to turn off my TV. It's not like they're that good. That's why they're getting booed. They're getting booed because nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, so, I hate that whole mentality where, like, as long as you're getting a reaction, that means you're a star. Not really. It means people just want to fucking see you go away. a lot of times.
It's not like that most of the time, but with certain talent it is, and it's just like, please stop, just fucking stop.
So, oh man,
Sasha,
we're really excited, but half of these matches we don't even care about, but the ones that we do care about are going to be so good that it won't matter. So another thing we should talk about, related to the Battle Royal. What happened to the Usos and the Hardys? We thought that was happening. Apparently not.
Dude, oh my god, that's... First of all, the tag team shit is just so fucked up. We should have got the Usos versus the Hardys, and we should have got the Revival versus, like, any other team. Because it's ridiculous. They deserve more than this. Not only the Revival, just the tag teams in general. Like, I don't want to see the Usos under the Giant Battle Royal. I want to see the Usos fight the Hardys. Even if it is only like a 10-15 minute match, like, make it a hardcore match or something and only give it 10 minutes. Like, just let them do shit. It's just frustrating. I completely understand why the Revival want to leave, because tag team division is treated like a joke. The only tag team that's really getting the shine now is the New Day.
Yeah, so I'm seeing this article right now. I don't know if you heard me, like, clicking around and typing, but I'm just curious because it's like, wow, not a single... The Raw tag team title... Apparently they're having a title match on Raw tomorrow. Alistair Black and Ricochet versus the Revival. Not at WrestleMania. They're all going to be in the Battle Royal, which is just like, oh my god, what the hell are they thinking? But I'm reading this article. What Culture's reporting? I don't know how accurate it is, but it says the word is that the Usos will put their SmackDown straps on the line in a multi-man match. But no one cares. Why are they doing a multi-man match?
Nobody wants to see a multi-man match.
I can't name another tag team that people care about on SmackDown right now, like besides the Hardys and the Usos. Okay, the New Day, but they're going to be focused on the WWE title match. They don't need their...
Well, that's the thing. What multi-man, what other teams would be involved? Just the New Day?
War Raiders, apparently.
Ah, man.
Oh, wait, no, but the War Raider... Oh, no, not the War Raiders. I keep confusing them. Heavy Machinery.
Heavy Machinery, they dropped the ball. So they dropped the ball on Heavy Machinery. They dropped the ball on
They're just like a comedy act at this point.
They dropped the ball on so many...
They were in a comedy act in NXT, right?
Not that they were a comedy. I mean, a little bit. I didn't really pay too much attention to them in NXT, but I do remember like Otis being weird.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them being a comedy act. That's fine. But if you're a comedy act, then at least be on TV like every week.
They just have these stupid segments dancing with no way. Like, why do I care about these people? I have no reason to care.
The Pretty Lady shit, I guess, was funny with like Alexa Bliss, but it was still like, okay, what are we doing here? I'm just upset about EC3. Forget that. I mean,
he's in the Andre Battle Royal. He's probably gonna be one of the first ones taken out.
What do you think's winning that?
Oh, Braun Strowman. I think I said that already.
Think so?
Yeah. There's no one else that could really win.
I don't want Braun Strowman to run.
I mean, they want to bill him as the next Giant. Have him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, right? I guess.
Or the Braun Strowman.
Kind of like what they did with the Big Show, right?
Whatever. What's the next match? I don't even know.
So I'm very disappointed about that. It's okay. So it's possible they're gonna have a multi-man match, and
I doubt it. I don't believe anything World Culture says.
Yeah, and Raw's not gonna have a match because their title match is gonna be on Raw tomorrow, which I think is just so stupid. But okay, so I'm very disappointed about that. You take out the women's title match, SmackDown women's title match, and you don't add anything, and you just take stuff away. I mean, I know it's like a packed show, but still, it's like your tag team division means nothing. You have it's just a joke. Okay, I think
it's upsetting because they have such great tag teams.
They do.
Or whatever.
You think they should merge the tag divisions or no?
Oh, there's no need. They have so many tag teams to begin with. It's not like...
And you already have tag team divisions that have nothing to do. If you have one tag team title, you're going to have even more tag teams with nothing to do, right?
Exactly. So
that doesn't do anything.
Not at all. It's not like that their tag team division is thin. It's just that they're not using any of them or utilizing any of them.
All right, I just realized I got 5 more minutes before The Walking Dead comes on, so let's, snap at it.
You're one of the only 5 people who watch that show.
The show's awesome. Fuck you. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Who do you got?
I want to say Kofi, but I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Bryan won.
If they want to push Daniel Bryan as like one of the top heels in the company, him beating Kofi Kingston would be a good way to do it because Kofi's like there's a lot of hype surrounding him. The thing that's making me think that maybe they're not doing having Kofi go over, is because the Kofi thing was like a last minute thing and they didn't really book it in advance, and that usually makes me think that they don't really have too many plans for Kofi. Like he wins the title, then what happens? They don't have any plans for him. He was not even it was supposed to be Mustafa Ali, and that was supposed to be at Fastlane. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. I think if he wins the title, he loses it automatically the next month. I would say fuck it, just give him the title for a month.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good match though. Either way, I think Rowan's probably going to get involved. Obviously.
Give him the title. I think he should win it, but I don't know if he'll win it. That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about.
This is one of the matches where it's like not really as predictable because it could really go either way. Like I could really see them just wanting to have Daniel Bryan as the heel and just win, but it's also like you built up Kofi this much for them to not do it, so it's kind of like I don't know which way it's gonna go.
If Kofi Kingston, I feel like if Kofi Kingston were to win the title, that would be a more meaningful main event than Becky Lynch winning the women's title, in my opinion.
I don't think so. I don't think that should main event. I think that would be it.
Well, they already confirmed what the main event is, so we don't even need to speculate about it.
No, there's no need to speculate on the main event, but I don't think it's worth it. I get it. Like, it's a cool moment, but
I don't
Kofi
care. I
Kingston
don't
versus
care about
Daniel
the current
Bryan.
main event. I don't. But we'll talk about that. Brock and
Universal Champion.
Brock and Seth. I think Seth
I
might go.
want to say Seth, but I think Brock.
Well, a year ago we would have said Roman Reigns is definitely beating Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar pinned
Exactly.
him clean 1, 2, 3. So there's really no way of
Listen,
knowing.
if Daniel Bryan goes over, Seth Rollins is winning. If Daniel Bryan doesn't go over, Seth Rollins is losing. That's how I look at it. I don't think they're going to have 3 happy moments on the show. I don't think
Remember
they'll
the
do it.
last match that Brock Lesnar had against Roman Reigns, him dropping the Universal. That wasn't even a clean win. It was Braun Strowman getting involved. You know what I mean? And Brock
I
Lesnar
don't.
got distracted. Roman hit him with a spear in 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah.
maybe they want another Roman and Brock. I don't know. I hope not,
I,
because I think that ship has kind of sailed. I would like to see Seth and Roman, but I don't think I don't think they could both be baby faces if they're gonna have that, because it's gonna go back. Even though Roman Reigns beat the cancer and all that happened, right? People are still going to be pissed off if Seth Rollins wins the title only for Roman Reigns to beat him, and we're gonna go back to where we were from the beginning
I think.
with people hating Roman Reigns.
Who do you think's winning?
I'm gonna say something that most people are not going to be happy with. I think Brock Lesnar's gonna F5 the shit out of Seth Rollins, and he's gonna retain.
So upsetting.
You think Seth is gonna win?
I want him to win, but I don't think Vince McMahon is going to give us 3 happy endings
Out
in
of
one night.
all of these years, yeah, exactly. I think you're absolutely right. But out of all of these years, right, of Brock Lesnar being booked as an unstoppable monster, Samoa Joe couldn't beat him, Braun Strowman couldn't beat him, Roman Reigns even couldn't beat him really for a while. And when he finally beat him, it wasn't even a clean win. Undertaker couldn't beat him. He lost the streak. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been all these top guys couldn't beat him. I don't think they're ready to pull the trigger on Seth. I don't think they ever will be, in my opinion. I think they like Seth, but I think they don't see him like to be the top guy of the company.
They should pull the trigger on
because
him.
of that, I think Brock Lesnar's going to retain the title.
Stupid. I agree. I mean, I'm sure you're right.
You don't have to agree with me just to agree with me. I'm just saying it because that's
No,
what
no,
I
no,
think's
no.
going to happen.
I don't agree. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't agree with the sentiment of it. I don't think that's right, though. Like, in terms of, you're probably right, but they should pull the trigger on him, and they should just make him the top guy, because they need a guy like him to be the top guy. He's athletic as fuck. He can cut a promo. He's a great wrestler. He's a likable dude. There's no reason for them not to pull the trigger. But I know you have your Walking Dead. Ronda Rousey wins. No, I'm kidding. Becky wins.
Yeah, just going to say a few more words before I watch my show. I could miss a couple minutes. It's fine. I was very hyped for this match when it was just Ronda and Becky. The way that they've been booking this whole thing with Becky having to earn her spot when she already won the Royal Rumble, I think was just shitty booking. And I get it was the whole point of, like, having Becky as an underdog, but she's supposed to be the man. Like, she doesn't need to be an underdog. I think the whole thing with, you know, the way they've been booking this match made me care about it less and less as the weeks went on. And then as soon as it was announced that it's going to be a triple threat match and Charlotte's going to be in the mix, made me care even less. I usually am not a big fan of triple threat. I mean, I thought Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels was great. Daniel Bryan, Batista, and Randy Orton was great. I don't think you need 3 people for Becky Lynch to win. I think Becky Lynch should have just made Ronda tap out, and that should have been that. But now Becky Lynch, you know, they want to push her as the next, you know, big thing. But usually when it's a triple threat match, your victory's kind of tainted because it wasn't entirely clean. You know what I mean? It was different with Daniel Bryan because he was the underdog, but he took Triple H on, right, in the match earlier, and then Batista and Randy Orton did a tag team on him. Like, they put him through a table and all that. So Daniel Bryan winning that match in a triple threat, like, made it meaningful. I don't see the point in having a triple threat in this case, and it's just Charlotte Flair is the female Roman Reigns. Everything's handed to her on the silver platter, and
No, I think she deserves to be in the match. I think you're wrong. I think the
when
direction of it just fucked it up.
I think when ESPN, remember ESPN said,
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
Charlotte,
that was funny.
Ric Flair's daughter. I think that was the perfect headline because that's all she is, in my opinion. She's great, but not as great as she's being pushed.
I think you're wrong. She's a great talent.
She has no reason. You have 2 SmackDown people being in the Raw main event. I don't think that. And then Asuka's being screwed over. You think Asuka's gonna interfere in this match?
No, oh my God, please don't. This shit's already overbooked,
Or at least
and it's
attack,
not.
maybe not attack Ronda or Becky, but just like fuck up Charlotte's chances of winning.
No, I hope that doesn't happen, because again, this thing is already overbooked, and it's not overbooked because of Charlotte. It's overbooked because of all the bullshit with the leg and the taking Becky out of the match, making her apologize, putting her back in it. That's why it's overbooked. Charlotte being in the match isn't the worst thing in the world. It'll probably make it a better match, but
It absolutely will not. I disagree. I think this ruined the match in my opinion.
I think you're just being emotional.
No, I cared about this match. It's not like a sexist thing. I
No, I don't
cared
think it
about
is.
this match. But I just think Charlotte Flair doesn't belong in this match. She doesn't add anything to it. She's just a distraction. That's how I feel. I know a lot of people agree with me. It's not just me.
Yeah, but everyone who's saying that doesn't understand. Like, it was okay to add her. Listen, people wouldn't be bitching about her being added if they didn't fuck up the whole storyline in terms of like they're making it so extra about Becky not getting the shot and giving it to Charlotte only and shit. If they would have just put her in from the jump or like made the storyline more simple instead of it having to go through multiple hoops, I don't think people would be as upset. But since the storyline's not simple and it is kind of annoying, now people are bitching.
All right. So final word though, we all agree that Becky Lynch is going to win. That's going to be the main event, and it's going to be monumental. Women breaking barriers even more. I don't think there's anything else they could do besides main eventing WrestleMania. I think they've done it all at this point, and great for the women. But I think this match was tainted in a way. I think the outcome's going to be great, and the payoff is going to be great. But I think it could have been better. I think they tried to go too hard with it. They tried to make it great, having 3 women in there and just going all out. I think they went a little bit too overboard. It was simple and easy having having Becky and Ronda, and that's it. Maybe it's just a way to protect Ronda, and that might be it. I don't know.
A way to protect Ronda, but it's also a way to get Charlotte involved as well because they feel as if Charlotte deserves it. But you know what?
All I know is 2 things. 1, Charlotte does not deserve it, and 2, I'm just kidding. Obviously, Charlotte did a lot, but the way that they've been it just didn't make any sense for Charlotte to be in that match. From a booking standpoint, from a brand split perspective, it didn't make any sense. I mean, for crying out loud, the main segments on SmackDown are for the Raw Championship match. It's just so stupid. I want to pull my hair out of my head. But all I gotta say, man, is I was a lot more excited about this match. I'm much less excited about it now. And if I could leave early to beat traffic, if you let me do that, I probably would. But we're gonna have to sit through it. Anyway, I'm gonna catch The Walking Dead.
You and the 3 people.
Shut up.
You and the 3 people.
It's a great show. You should watch it.
Not a great show.
Negan's gonna kill the Whisperer, I'm sure.
Show is literally dead.
But Negan's still awesome. You can't deny that.
No, I can. The show sucks.
All right. Well, those were our WrestleMania 35 predictions. Thank you guys for tuning in.